My people, it is Wednesday Wisdom. I am so glad to meet you here every single Wednesday. I think I've been doing pretty good with my Wednesday Wisdoms. Hope you guys are taking care of yourself, practicing self-care. As you saw in the title, today I'm going to be talking about really grounding in your intimacy with the Holy Spirit. As you are grounding with the Holy Spirit, you're going to be able to sense the shift. Okay, there's an amazing shift going on with the chosen ones, with the remnant, with those that are chosen to activate this new earth system. And one thing that you should not feel, I'll just say, you're not alone in this. You're not alone. Everyone that is chosen, all of us are going through transformations. We're going through changes. And on my TikTok live that I did on Tuesday, if you're not following me on TikTok, that is Hilversations KB. I talked about judgment, and I talked about self-love, and I didn't talk about judgment where others are judging you. I talked about how as chosen ones we tend to judge ourselves, and we are energetic beings, you all. So this is the thing, when we judge ourselves, then it opens the door for others to mirror that and judge us. Okay, so we receive judgment a lot of times, not all the time, a lot of times, because we're already sitting in judgment of ourselves. And then we fear the judgment of others because we have judged ourselves. That intimacy, that union with the Holy Spirit will pull that desire or that tendency for you to judge yourself out. And the way that it happens is because as you become more intimate with the Holy Spirit, whatever you call your higher power, source, whatever the name you have for that universal divine power that we're all operating in, okay? We're not going to play on words here. All right, there's no judgment here. Okay, not with KB. Not with KB. All right, because what I understand is there are many manifestations of one spirit. Okay, that is how we have so many religions, but that's another video. That's a different video for a different day. Okay, and I'm gonna leave that right there and do another video later on that. All right, we have one spirit, one supernatural spirit. Our indigenous neighbors, indigenous ancestors call it the Great Spirit. All right, the universalists call it the universe. Many call it the source or higher power. They're putting a name to it that they can relate to, and that's what I want you to be clear on, is that you have to decide what you're going to call it, because it's all going to operate in the same way. All right, many won't agree with that, but that's okay, because this is your journey, and you have to be bold and confident in your own journey. So as we are coming in intimacy and union with the Holy Spirit, it is going to foster that self-love, because what the Spirit does, it reveals to you who you are. All right? It reveals to you who you are. You begin to become more confident in the person you are becoming, the healing that you are going through, the mission that you have on earth, the people that you will be doing this mission with, your soul family, your divine counterpart, the person you're in sacred union with, or the people that have come into your life to help you with this mission, okay? Because your mission will not be done alone, all right? You will not be a lone ranger in this mission. Okay. You're going to need your soul family. You're going to have your sacred union or your divine counterpart there with you to help carry out this vision. All right. Some would call it your divine counterpart a kingdom partner or a kingdom spouse. Okay, all the same, just different verbiage. Okay, different verbiage. Now, when you come into union with the Holy Spirit, as you are learning yourself, becoming more confident in who you really are, you are not the events that have happened in your life. You are not the abuse that you have received. You're not even the traumas that you've received when you were being raised. Our parents did the best that they could with the knowledge that they have. And one thing that I have dealt with is just releasing any anger or resentment in regards to my upbringing, feeling like I was slighted. What I've come to know in really embracing the unconditional love of the Spirit and really seeing myself for who I am, spiritually and in this earth suit. Okay, I am divinity wrapped in humanity. All right, I realize that the people in my life, my family, they did the best that they could. My parents did the best that they could with the knowledge that they had. Everyone is operating as according to the level of consciousness that they are at. All right, and it helped me to release it. Okay, and so now my relationships are so much better. All right, filled with love, filled with laughter. And I went years estranged from certain family members. Okay, just not really feeling like we had a connection. All right, so I'm enjoying that now in my ascension phase, in my ascension journey, in this awakening to my spiritual position. All right, and whereas I knew what my spiritual position was, I really know it now. And there's a difference. I knew of it then. I really know it now. I had to come into that knowing, okay, that faith that says, I know this is who I am. Okay, and the person that I have become because of life events, because of pains, because of traumas, because of heartbreak, that was not me. So I had to shed all of that, and you will too. That is what your dark night of the soul is all about. All right, you releasing judgment of yourself. You have to believe that everything that is coming in your life is needful for growth, for evolution, for illumination, for revelation. I'm going to say that again: growth, evolution, illumination, revelation. All right? And even within our relationships, relating one toward another. Those of you that are on divine counterpart journey, sacred union, or twin flame, you know that those can be really volatile connections at times. You are growing. That person is growing. You're evolving. That person is evolving. You're shedding. That person is shedding. And you can see it matriculating toward union when you see that you both have come to the agreement that, okay, we are actually here to evolve with one another in unconditional love, and it doesn't have to be fought against. Okay? You release that judgment of yourself. When you release judgment of yourself, a wonderful thing happens. You release judgment of everybody else around you. You do not have a judgment. You actually can see why they did, or why they reacted, or why they handled that the way that they did. Okay? You could see it. And then that person is not afraid to say, this is why I did it. A boldness and a confidence comes in when you release judgment of yourself. You can be vulnerable and you're not fearful. Fear grips a lot of chosen ones because we're constantly trying to protect ourselves when the Holy Spirit is already protecting us. We have divine protection at all times. Okay? And so we're learning to open ourselves more, foster connections, looking at people from the inside out, not the outside in, dropping the mask, dropping the facades. Okay? Moving into authenticity. I never understood it, but even as a younger child, I always had a problem. And I say I had a problem with people that were not authentic. I knew they weren't. I could read it. I could see it. They're not being themselves. They're trying to be somebody else. They're people pleasing. The shift in the spirit that has taken place is helping the chosen ones, the remnant, to come into authenticity. You don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to people please. You have a powerful mission on earth, and it is going to require that you don't people please, that you stand confidently in that mission and in your supernatural power. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be so spiritual you're no earthly good. No, you're going to be daily operating in this. And then you will find that you will be aligning with your soul family, aligning with that divine counterpart, aligning, okay? It's all about alignment. Okay, you're going to see it. And I know some of you have already seen it. You've already seen it. So continue to come into union with the Holy Spirit. How do you do that? Okay, many ways you can connect with the Spirit. Sitting out in nature, meditation, prayer. For those of you that are Bible readers, reading the scriptures. Any whatever you ascribe to. With Buddhism, there's the Eightfold Path. With Islam, there is the Quran. Everybody is on a different path. And as chosen ones, our superpower is that we don't sit in judgment of anyone on a different path than we are on. That is why we have a global mission. Okay? A global mission requires that judgment is not sent out to those that are different than you. And we're flowing in that love. All right? And it's not conditional at all. It's not I don't love you because you do what I say. I love you whether you do what I say or not. Even if I make a suggestion to someone, they don't have to do it. I'm still going to love them. I've never been a person that can turn my love on and off like some people do. Never been a conditional lover. I don't flourish well in surface connections. I like depth in my connections, and most chosen ones do. The surface stuff doesn't work with us. We like to feel on a deeper level, on an energetic level, on a spiritual level. And we like to put energy into those connections and relating. So what's wonderful about chosen ones at this time is that we're connecting and aligning with soul family because we're showing up in this earth plane in an authentic space. So my people, release judgment of yourself. All right? No one can judge you. Release judgment of yourself. Stand in your authentic power. Continue to come into union with the Holy Spirit. And listen, I love you, but I want you to love yourself more than me. Happy Wednesday wisdom to you. I want to get your love and prayers, your love and light sent to me. This week I will be traveling home. I will be doing ministry in North Carolina Friday night. So I will be leaving out early flight. Early. Friday morning so that I can be a part of our Tribe of Judah convocation. I'm very excited about seeing all of our soul family, all of my church family. that I see typically once or twice a year, since I am here in Texas and they are in North Carolina, but our leaders are kind of spread out. We've expanded. And so I'm really excited about that. Send your love and light. I know that the Spirit has something wonderful to say, and I'm excited about sharing that wisdom with my family. This gathering is once a year, and I'm always excited about it. So, and excited about seeing my actual natural family, since all of them are in North Carolina. Listen, relationships are important, okay? And as a chosen one, value your relationships. The people that are in your life, that are sent in your life, value that. Add value to it. Add value to it. It will make a more wholesome connection, and you will see and feel what unconditional love really feels like. I'm going to say this and then I'll be done. I said I was going to be done a few minutes ago. Then I'm going to be done. When someone accepts you for who you are, whether you get it right, whether you get it wrong, and continue to love you, that is unconditional love. Doesn't mean they like what you do, okay? And they're bold enough to tell you. But that is unconditional love. Value that. Don't let it go. Run after it if you have to. All right? Run after it if you have to. Because sometimes we have gone through so much, and so, as chosen ones, so many experiences of not being loved and being abandoned and being rejected, that when unconditional love shows up, we run away from it. Okay? But as chosen ones, there's a shift in the atmosphere. Thank you, Holy Spirit. That is allowing all of us to embrace these connections that we all may have been running from at some point, and experiencing unconditional love on a greater level. The Holy Spirit is a spirit of love, unconditional love, unconditional, radical acceptance. But first you must accept yourself. Release the judgment of yourself. Okay? I love you, my people, and I will see you next week. Toodles.